He was lying naked under the trees with his racket. He was lying naked under the trees with his rack spread across the limb above him when another rider going down the river ran it up and stopped it. He turned his head. Through the willows he could see the legs of the horse. He rolled over on his stomach. The man got down and stood beside the horses. He reached and got his twine-handled knife. "Howdy there," said the rider. He did not answer. He moved to the side to see better through the branches. "Howdy there. Where ya at? What do you want?" "Wanted to talk to ya." "What about?" "Hellfire. Come on now. I'm white and Christian." The kid was reaching up through the willow trying to get his breeches. The bell was hanging down and he tugged it at the bell was hanging down and he tugged at it, but the breeches were hung on a limb. "God damn," said the man. "You ain't up in the tree, ain't ya?" "You ain't up in the tree, are ya? Why don't you go on and leave me the hell alone?" "I just want to talk to ye. Did not intend to get ye all riled up." "You done got me riled. You didn't intend to get ye all riled up. You done got me riled up. What you was you the fella knocking that messy head yesterday evening?" "I ain't the law." "Who wants to know?" "Captain White. He want to sign that fella up to join the army." "The army?" "Yes, sir." "What army?" "Company under Captain White." "Company under Captain White. We going up. We going to whip up on the Mexicans. The war's over." "He say it ain't over." "Where you at?" He rose and hauled the breeches down from where he had hung them and pulled them on. He pulled one of his books and put the knife in the right booklet and came down from the willow pulling on his shirt. The man was sitting in the grass with his legs crossed. He was dressed in buckskin and he wore a black hat of dusty black silk, and he had some small Mexican cigar in the corner of his teeth. When he saw that clawed its way out through the willows, he shook his head. "Kindly fell on hard time, ain't ya, son?" he said. "I just ain't fell on no good ones." You ready to go to Mexico?" "I ain't lost nothing down there." "It's a chance for ye to raise ye shell in the world. You best make a move some way, or another 4 year go plumb in under." "What do they give ye?" "Even men gets a horse and his ammunition. I reckon we might find some clothes in your case." "I reckon we might find some clothes in your case." "I ain't got no rifle." Well, find you one." "What about wages?" "Hellfire, son. You won't need no wages. You get to keep everything you can raise. We going to Mexico. Spoil of war. Ain't a man in there, ain't a man in the company won't come out a big landowner. How much land you own now?" "I don't know nothing about soldering." The man eyed him. He took the unlit cigar from his teeth and turned his head and spat and put it back again. Where you from? He said. Tennessee. Tennessee. Well, I don't misdoubt, but that's what you can shoot a rifle. The kid was in the rack. The kid was it. The kid was. The kid what? The kid. The kid swatted in the rats. He looked at the man's horse. The horse was fitted. The horse was fitted out into leather, with working red silver trim. It had a white blaze on its face. It had a white lace on its face and 4 white stockings, and it was cropping up great teethful of the rich grass. Where you're from? Said the kid. I've been in Texas since '38. If I have not run up on Captain White, I don't know where I would be this day. I was a sorry sight even than what you are, and he come along and raised me up like Lazarus, set my feet in the path of righteousness. I would done took to drinking and whoring till hell would have me. He sees something in me worth saving, and I see it in you. What do you say? I don't know. Just come with me and meet the captain. The boy pulled at the arm of grass. He looked at the horse again. Well, he said, don't reckon it would hurt nothing. They rode through the town with the recruiter splendid on the stocking-footed horses, and the kid behind him on the mule like something he would capture it. He had captured it. They rode through narrow lanes where the water herd steamed in the heat. Grass and prickly grew out on the roof, and goat walked about on them, and somewhere up in that swallow kingdom of mud, the sound of the little death bell tolled thinly. They turned up Common Street through the main plaza among grabs of wagon, and they crossed another plaza where boys were selling wraps and figs from little truckle carts. A few bonny dogs slang off before them. They rode through the military plaza, and they passed the little street where the boy and the mule had drunk the night before, and there were clusters of women and girls at the well, and many shapes of wicker-covered clay jars standing about. They passed a little house where women inside were wailing, and the little horse hissy cart stood at the door, with the horses painted and motionless in the heat and the flies. The captain kept quarter in a hotel. The captain kept quarter in a hotel on a plaza where there were trees and a small green gazebo with benches. An iron gate at the hotel front opened into a passageway with a courtyard at the rear. The walls were whitewashed and set with little ornate colored title. The captain's men wore covered boots with tall heels that ran smartly on the title and on the stair ascending from the courtyard to the room above. In the courtyard there were green lanes growing. In the courtyard there were green plants growing, and they were freshly watered and steaming. The captain's men drove down the long balcony and rapped sharply at the door at the end. A voice said for them to come in. He sat at a wicker He sat at a wicker He sat at a wicker desk writing letters. The captain. They stood attending. The captain man with his black hat in his hands. The captain rose, or nor did he look up. Outside the kid could hear outside the kid could hear a woman speaking in Spanish. Other than that, there was just scratching of the captain's pen. When he had done, he laid down the pen and looked up. He looked at his man, and then he looked at the kid, and then he bent his head to read what he had written. He nodded to himself, and thus the letter was sent from a little honest box and folded it. Taking a match from a box of them on the desk, he lit it and held it to a stick of sealing wax until a small red medallion had pulled on the paper. Medallion had pulled it onto the paper. He shook out the match, blew briefly at the paper, and knuckled the seal with his ring. Then he stood the letter between the two books on his desk and leaned back in his chair and looked at the kid again. He nodded gravely. "Take a seat," he said.